Welcome to the module on production of single cell protein and importance of single cell protein. In this module, you would be dealing with the single cell protein, its production and importance. Throughout this module, you will be exposed to technologies and methods followed in SCP production, thereby insisting the importance of single cell protein. Throughout this module, the single cell protein would be abbreviated as SCP. As you all know that many countries in the world are facing malnutrition by means of protein deficiency in human and animal food. It is vital to produce protein in large quantities in all available methods. The increasing demand forced the producers to look into non-conventional protein sources. Single cell protein or SCP refers to source of mixed proteins extracted from pure or mixed cultures of algae, yeast, fungi or bacteria that are grown from agricultural waste. The microbial biomass contains about 45 to 55% of protein on an average. In some bacteria, the protein content is as high as 80%. Along with the protein, the biomass also contains other essential nutrients so that it is an ideal supplement to conventional food supply. At the completion of this module, you will be able to, number 1, understand the importance of single protein, number 2, comprehend the production of SCP in commercial scale and different substrate used for its production. Learn the economics, advantages and disadvantages of SCP and its manufacture. This module is formulated to give an insight about the importance of SCP in food biotechnology. You will understand the production technologies and methods along with advantages and disadvantages of SCPs. You will also be able to understand the potential of SCPs through this proposed module. Now, first let us look into the importance of SCP. You know that the rapidly increasing world population generates the challenge of providing necessary food sources. In particular, protein supply poses a problem since essential amino acid cannot be replaced. One possible solution to this problem is SCP production. Bacteria and yeast are the candidates for the synthesis of SCP. Bacteria in general grow more rapidly than yeast on low cost substrates and they provide high content of protein. SCP refers to the source of mixed protein extracted from pure and mixed culture of algae, yeast, fungi and bacteria. The term SCP was coined by a scientist Carroll L. Wilson in 1966. The term is more appropriate as most of the microorganisms grow as single or filamentous individual. These are described as dried cells of microorganisms which are grown and allowed multiply in large fermenters. Microorganisms have the ability to upgrade low protein organic material to high protein food. SCP is gaining popularity day by day because they require limited area of growth. Research on SCP has stimulated over the eventual food crisis or food storage. Next, we will see how SCP is produced. SCP are produced when the waste material including wood, straw, cannery and food processing waste, hydrocarbons, residue from alcohol production, human and animal excreta, they are subjected to fermentation by microbes. SCP, they are found in very low concentration and thus extracting from the waste remains a challenge. Precipitation, centrifugation, flotation, coagulation and use of many semi-permeable membrane are the alternate ways developed by the engineers to increase the SCP yield. Now let us look into what is the choice of microorganism for SCP production. The criteria used in choosing appropriate strains for SCP production includes: number 1, substrate must be used as carbon and nitrogen source with high specific growth rates and productivity. Number 2, it should be able to show tolerance towards pH and temperature, non-pathogenicity and absence of toxins. Number 3, the microorganism must be easily available for harvesting with high protein yield. Now, please look at the table that depicts the variety of microorganisms used for SCP production.
Choice of microorganism as a source of SCP under bacteria, they include Brevibacterium, Methylophilus methylotrophus, Achromobacter, Bacillus megaterium, Lactobacillus species, Cellulomonas species. When we take algae as a choice of microorganism for SCP, they include Chlorella pyrenodosa, Chlorella scormicana, Chondrus kirpos, Porphyrium, Spirulina maxima, Cellulomonas species. The third microorganism as a source of SCP include yeast, which includes Candida utilis, Candida tropicalis, Candida novellas, Candida intermedia, Saccharomyces cerevisiae and Cellulomonas species. The last fungal organism is the fungus as a source of SCP. They include Chemitorium, Fusarium, Aspergillus fumigates, Aspergillus niger, Rhizosporus kinesis and Trichoderma viridae.
Next, we will look into the advantages and disadvantages of using microorganisms for SCP production. First, let us see bacteria. In general, bacteria are rich in protein and possess faster growth rate, but they have some disadvantages. They include, they are small in size and have low density, which affects harvesting of biomass from fermented medium, which ultimately increase the cost of operation. The second disadvantage is that the nucleic acid content in bacteria is quite high, which have the tendency to increase the uric acid level in human blood upon consumption. We will look into the next organism, yeast. The larger size of yeast facilitates easier harvesting of the product. The lower nucleic acid content, high lysine content and ability to grow in acidic pH are the added benefits of yeast, but they have also some disadvantage. Yeast has lower growth rate, low protein content, low methionine content when compared to bacteria. The third microorganism which we are going to see is the fungi. Filamentous fungi are easy to harvest, but they have low productivity. This is because of the low growth rate and low protein content. The last microorganism for SCP production is taken is algae. These algae bear cellulosic cellulose in that they are hard to digest by human beings. There are also chance of contamination of heavy metals in the product when algae are used in the medium. So algae is at the least as a choice of our microorganism for SCP production. Now, let us look into what are the potential substrate for SCP production. Number 1, sulfate waste liquor. The organism chosen is Candida utilis. This biomass has been produced as a protein supplementation by fermentation of sulfate waste liquor. The second substrate which is used for SCP production is cellulose. Cellulose from wood waste and natural sources are the starting material for SCP production. The association of cellulose with lignin in wood makes it somewhat intractable to microbial degradation. Thermal or chemical pretreatment used in combination with enzymatic hydrolysis is usually required. The next substrate is whey. Whole milk whey or deproteinized whey is a carbohydrate source which creates disposal problem. The other problem associated with whey for SCP production are usually insufficient substrate, seasonal supply variation and its high water content approximately greater than 90%, which makes transport expensive. The next substrate is starch. The process using starch was developed in Sweden to produce SCP from potato starch using two yeast strains, Saccharomyces frugivera, produces the enzyme necessary for starch degradation, enabling co-growth of Candida utilis. This process is known as simultaneous saccharification and fermentation. The next substrate used for SCP production was glucose. Food grade glucose was the substrate chosen for the production of fungal SCP using Fusarium graminearum. The strategy adopted was to take advantage of mycelial fiber content to produce a range of high added value products including meat analogs for human consumption. Other substrates are higher alkanes. The original alkane SCP fermentation process was used 10 to 20% wax contained in gas oil. The substrate cost was very low. However, due to the crude nature, exhaustive processing was required to recover the yeast-free gas oil flavor tank. Other alkane-based SCP processes were developed, but many of them suffered from the problems of potential carcinogenic residues. Methane or methanol is another substrate for SCP production. Methane was initially considered as a SCP raw material because as a gas product, purification after fermentation would be minimal. But disadvantages associated with methane-based products are related to number one, greater oxygen requirement necessary to fully oxidize methane compared with paraffins. Number two, the low solubility of methane in water. Number three, requirement that the fermentation plant be flame-proof as methane oxygen mixtures are highly explosive. Methane can be easily converted to methanol and it requires less oxygen and less fermenter cooling. It's highly water soluble and has minimal explosion risk. Now, the carbon source present in the medium must be able to cultivate heterotrophic organism. Examples of those carbon sources include fossil carbon like analkanes, gaseous hydrocarbon, methanol, ethanol, renewable sources like carbon dioxide, molasses, polysaccharides, distilleries, confectionaries and canning industries. Solid substrates like salts of potassium, manganese, zinc, iron and ammonia are also included in the medium to facilitate cultivation of many microorganisms. Let us now look into the types of fermentation. Microbial cells are produced either as a source of protein for animal or human food or for use as a commercial inoculum in fermentation of food, agricultural products and in wastewater treatment. SCP are generally produced by two types of fermentation. Number one, submerged fermentation. Number two, semi-solid fermentation. Submerged fermentation is the one where the substrate to be fermented is necessarily placed always in a liquid that contains nutrients needed for the growth. The substrate is held in the fermenter that is operated continuously and simultaneously biomass product is continuously harvested. The obtained product is further filtered, centrifuged, dried. This process has higher operating costs. But in semi-solid fermentation, the substrate preparation is a semi-solid waste. For example, take cassava waste. Now let us look into the basic steps involved in SCP production. The first step is production of suitable medium containing proper carbon source. Next, prevention of contamination of medium and fermenter. Production of appropriate microorganism. Then, separation of microbial biomass and processing. This process of SCP production involves some engineering operation like stirring, mixing of multi-phase system, heat transfer from liquid phase to surroundings and transport of oxygen. One of the important operations in SCP production is aeration. Generally, heat is generated in the cultivation process and that should be subsequently removed by a cooling device. If heat is generated in high rate without proper removal, it is more likely to affect the survival of the microorganism inside the fermenter. Harvesting the produced microbial biomass involves major consideration. Single cell organisms are usually recovered by the process of centrifugation, for example, using yeast and bacteria. Filtration with appropriate membrane is used when the biomass contains mostly filamentous fungi. Major portion of the water content from the media should be removed in early stages as much as possible. The final drying of the product must be carried out under only clean and hygienic condition. For the commercial production of SCP, there is a manufacturing process used by British petroleum industry for SCP from hydrocarbon. This is shown in the figure. The estimated yield of 250 tons of protein in 24 hours was achieved by using 100 lbs of yeast. A 1000 lb steer can synthesize only 1 lb of protein in 24 hours after consuming 12 to 20 lbs of plant protein. Algae that are grown in small ponds can produce up to 20 tons of proteins. The obtained yield is 10 to 15 times higher than soybean and 25 to 50 times higher than corn. Now please look into the table which is shown here. Which shows the yield of protein when specific microorganisms are used with their appropriate substrate. Now let us look into the economics of SCP. When we consider the economics of SCP, initially British Petroleum entered the SCP production, reasoning it as production of low cost and high value SCP from petroleum for preparation of protein additive to animal food. The main consideration was to remove imported protein additive such as soybean meal. In 1973, the dramatic increase in oil price and decrease in price of agricultural products such as soybean caused a major impact in SCP production. But when the oil price increased in 1973 and the cost of substrate for SCP production reached 40 to 60% of total manufacturing costs, the negative impact on hydrocarbon based SCP occurred. Agricultural crops are the major competitor to SCP for the production of animal meat, and those crops respond to market forces and maintain price stability. If SCP is to be used successfully, it should satisfy four main criteria. The SCP must be safe to eat. The nutritional value must be high, depend upon the amino acids. It must be acceptable to general public. It must possess certain functionality. Now let us look at the advantages of SCP. As compared with traditional methods of producing proteins for feed or human foods, large-scale production of microbial biomass includes the following advantage. Number 1, microorganisms have high rate of multiplication. Number 2, microorganisms possess high protein content. Number 3, they can utilize large number of carbon source. Next, strains with high yield and good composition are produced easily. Microbial biomass does not depend on seasonal and climatic variation. What are the nutritional benefits of SCP? To estimate the nutritional value of SCP, factors such as nutrient composition, amino acid profile, vitamin and nucleic acid content, allergies and gastrointestinal effects should be considered. SCPs are good source of vitamins, particularly B complex vitamins with modest amino acid composition furnished with thiamine, riboflavin, glutathione and folic acid. Yeast SCPs are playing a greater role in synthesizing aquaculture diets. Yeast strains with probiotic properties boost larval survival by colonizing the gut of fish larvae. The amino acid composition of SCP synthesized from Candida utilis is given in the table. Now, next look into the average composition of some main groups of microorganisms which is given in the table. Apart from the nutritional benefits, waste materials are also used as substrate in SCP production and hence reduce environmental pollution. Having looked upon the advantages of SCP, now let us see the disadvantages of SCP. Some microorganisms are capable of producing toxins and periodic quality checks must be performed to ensure that biomass product does not contain such particles in it. For some humans, microorganisms that are consumed cause indigestion and allergenic reactions. The high nucleic acid content is also undesirable because it elevates uric acid level and results in kidney stone formation. SCP from algae may not be suitable for human consumption because they are rich in chlorophyll except spirulina and also it has low density. The need of high operating costs and necessity to maintain aseptic condition renders SCP production an expensive operation in developing countries. To conclude, in this module, you have learned single cell production and its importance. SCP with rich protein about 60 to 70% with high concentration of vitamin B complex and low fat values suit them as a good for human and animal consumption. The use of SCP as food gradient is still in stages of development. There are a lot of prospects concerning improvement of using SCP in various means. Genetic engineering could enhance the synthesis of SCP with huge yield with no toxic byproducts produced with SCP. The application of agro-industrial waste in bioprocess such as cultivation of SCP provides a solution to the pollution problems. Further research and development will facilitate the usage of SCP as a supplement in diet involving developing and underdeveloping countries to fight against malnutrition. I hope you have got a benefit out of this module. Thank you very much.